Welcome to Teen Summit Talks, Teen Summit Interviews.
I remember too many things.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the intro, isn't it?
Shut up, get on with it. Sorry, people. Introduce yourself. I didn't hear you. Go on.
Reyon, Dillon. I play for Cork City. What else? I mean, that's what else.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from South Norwood. That's London.
Okay. So everyone, listeners, this is my son. Okay, so I'm a teacher. I'm based in Qatar at the moment. Prior to coming out to Qatar, I worked in a school in Lewisham, and I currently run events from Qatar whilst I'm teaching over here. So at the moment, I've started to do Teen Summit talks, and it's all over YouTube. So just join the Teen Summit on YouTube, and you can listen to the lots of conversations that I've had with different people. So my son thought it'd be nice for us to have our conversation via Instagram Live. So I'm coming out of my comfort zone. It's the first time I've done Instagram Live. So first question I'm going to ask you, Reyon, my dear son, is your best memory from secondary school?
Man, can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Okay, connection went. Best memory from secondary school. I don't think there is one in particular, because as you've grown older, I remember Dad always saying that secondary school is like the best time of your life, and you never know it until you leave. So I mean, my best memories is just being with my school friends at the time, and walking down the corridor. When we see each other, we always say like we miss walking down the corridor at break and seeing each other throughout the building and things like that. I don't think there's like a particular best moment. There's just little moments that make it, a good memory for you. You know what I'm saying?
Being your mother, like, I do remember getting the phone calls and going down to school quite a lot because of your attitude. But I guess that's just part of growing up and being a parent. Parents' evenings, my sister would come with me with her notebook and take names and email addresses of your teachers, to keep in contact, to keep you straight. So those are my memories of you being in school. Thank God it's all over. Okay, so what makes your friends special to you?
They support me in every way. With every decision that I have made, I would always ask my friends, do you think I should do this? I should do that? So they do support me in every way. And I'm thankful that I have got the right people around me, the right friends. And they're all doing something positive in their life and want to actually do something. So I'm grateful for having them people around me at all times.
Yeah. I'm grateful as well, actually, because I think as a mother, you always want your kids to be around people that are decent and coming from good backgrounds and that can influence you to do the right thing. So I do like your friends as well. So that's important. Okay, so worst decision you've made so far, without going too deep? Are you buffering or are you thinking?
Oh God. I don't know, Mum. What do you think is my worst decision that I've made?
Woo! Which one do you want me to choose? I'm joking. Dag. Okay, so obviously we know that you've made some poor decisions, okay, without even going there. And as a mother, that was really tricky and hard to see your son making a poor decision, knowing that you don't come from that sort of background. But it also shows you how vulnerable you can be when you're really young, So let's not go too deep in that. But yeah, I'm proud of you now.
As you grow older, you tend to realize that some decisions you do make because you're young, you don't exactly know the whole extent to what you are doing and whatnot. So I do, obviously, I've realized now that the decision I made was down to just, as you said, me being naive, vulnerable, and things like that.
And being a target. Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy. It's easy, but the grateful thing for it is that I'm now of an age where I don't make stupid decisions like that. I mean, obviously everyone makes bad decisions every now and again, but you know, I think about things twice because I've been through certain situations and I don't want to go through them situations again. So it's also a learning curve at the end of the day. As much as it can cause headache and whatnot, it's a learning curve. And it's one of the things I have learned, you know, and I think,
Yeah. I just want to say hello to those guys that have just joined. I'm Reyon's mum. I'm the founder of Teen Summit. So we're having a little interview today. It's not going to be long, but just to inspire the next generation to, you know, go beyond their expectations and to see beyond the nose and keep on going. Yeah. So who's your inspiration? Who inspires you?
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Go on. Why is it taking you so long? Hi, Miles. Hurry up. Well, I don't know why you're taking so long. This guy right here. Look at this clown. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles. Oh,
you know, that's funny. Oh, you inspired me. Cool. You do inspire me, Mum. At the end of the day, you had me at a young age.
It wasn't that young, but go on. That made me look bad now.
No.
Go on.
But at the end of the day, you still managed to do what you was able to do in terms of having a property at a certain age, moving at another certain age. Obviously, you're now in Qatar doing what you wanted to do, teaching. You managed to go to uni, get a degree. Whilst what was that, 2, 3? It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So you have inspired me, and you look to do more than what you're doing, and just it's almost be bigger than what you're doing. You're a teacher, but you're also doing this. You just want to inspire other people, you know. So you are one, but probably the biggest, because I was living with you at the time as well. So I used to see everything I used to go through, come back from work, and then you cook for me, and then it's the same thing the next day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy to do them certain things. Obviously, you got the others who are sportsmen and everything, but their thing is different. At the end of the day, they got millions.
But I will say as well, like, the reason why I asked you before, like, what makes your friends special to you, is because my friends inspire me. So me doing all the things that I'm doing is because I've got good role models in my life as well. And even though you feel that I'm your inspiration, it's like you inspire me to make sure that I'm stepping up and doing what I need to do as a mum as well. So, you know, that's also my drive. So you are also my drive as well. Yeah. So thank you for taking so long to answer that question, but we got there in the end. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about your top proudest moments in your life so far.
Signing for Cork City, up there, number one. We know everything that we've been through. We're talking personal, football journey, everything. And to hear so many no's, and it's hard when you hear so many no's, you feel to give up at the end of the day. And you never gave up on me. I never gave up on myself. And yeah, we managed to. We're here now, which
so that's one. So getting signed to Cork City.
Yeah. The proudest moment of my life. I don't think I've had many.
What about when you got signed to Oxford? That was a cool moment. That was cool.
Yeah, that was my first real taste of a professional environment and doing football 24/7, and to do that straight after I came out of school as well is, I think, that's up there as something special for me. Because I'm sure if you ask my teachers, tell them, oh, when they be a professional footballer,
Oh my goodness! I think that's just, yeah. I think that's one thing that being a teacher and being your mum, I think the most important thing is when a child tells you what they want to do, is not to question them, because nobody knows somebody else's destiny and purpose in life. And to tell someone that they can't do it, we all know the stats about football, and that's the first thing teachers throw out. Oh, do you know the percentage of kids that get into pro teams is 4%? That is factual, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be in that 4%. And I think that the fact that you have dealt with all of the no's in life and still managed to be like, no, this is what I want to do, I'm not going to give up on it. I think for me, that's been a great thing to watch, your resilience, you know, so throughout all the challenges and etc. So well done. Okay, most embarrassing time in football, apart from me cussing you out on the sideline. I have told you off before. I have. If I hear you swear on the football pitch, I do tell you off.
It's just one of the things that just happen. I know it's bad. I'm not saying it should be allowed, especially when you're there. But embarrassing moments. Oh, Sunday league, playing a match. The ball's come to me, and I've literally just gone up, grabbed the ball. It was just an instinct thing. Like I don't know why I did it, but it's just one of the things that stuck with me for years. It happened. God, when did that happen? Oh my, 21 now. When did that happen? It must be a good 10 years ago. And it's just one of the memories that just sticks in my head. And I hate it. I hate it. I think that's one of the embarrassing moments. I would also say when we were playing against Shamrock Rovers, obviously for Cork, and we lost, I think it was 6-0. It's embarrassing, you know what I mean? Because it's in front of thousands of people as well. And you know, we know as a team we are not bad. They just call us in a bad day. They're good. They're a good team at the end of the day. But obviously to get beat 6-0 is a bit embarrassing. You know what I mean? So I think those two things for me. Obviously the 6-0 loss is a bigger thing because it's obviously personal as well. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you know,
and I think that it is football, and I think that in terms of like, I think a lot of people don't see the things that go on behind the scene. All they see is you put your kit on and you get on the pitch, but they don't have to be in your space when you've got to deal with, oh, we lost by X amount, and you've got to deal with building the confidence back up again and stuff like that. And plus you guys are a new team as well. There's a lot of new players, so it would naturally take a long time for you guys to gel.
As almost is right there. No, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But we was actually doing well until we went down to 10 men. As I said, the football happens, but when you go down to 10 men and you're against a team like that, it's so hard to. You're pretty much defending for the rest of the game. It was ready. I think 1-0 down, and then by then it's just bam, 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 bam. You know, it's hard, but it happened in there. And I thought it was hard for me as well coming on in that situation, knowing that. I think when we went down to 10, I think it went to 3-0. And it was hard for me to come on knowing that, okay, cool. We're not going to go out there and score 4 or 5 goals. You know, the case of we literally just got to sit back, defend, and just try and make sure it's not embarrassing, you know, what actually happened. So it was hard for me as well to come on in a situation like that.
Okay. All right. So in terms of like, I know your football journey because I've been taking you to football since you were 7, you know, and going through many different teams, taking you to far places for your matches. Like I've actually really enjoyed it. I loved being that football mum. I loved it. But for me, I've always been part of all of your successes. So if you were joining a new team or it's the first time you're playing for a team, I was always there. So I think for me, it's been quite hard being in Qatar and not being able to see you play for your first professional team. So for me, it was like seeing the press release of you wearing your football top, and that for me was crazy. That was just so surreal. Like we finally got here. You know, someone's giving you an opportunity to shine, someone that can trust in your ability. So what did it feel like to you signing for your club?
I was over the moon. I mean, you think you wasn't here at the time, was you? No, you wasn't.
No.
You think? I mean, 1 week I'm doing a normal day job, 9 to 5, and then the next week I was in Ireland, doing something I've always wanted to do. But it was just a bit. It was a bit overwhelming at the time. I tried to keep it inside me. I tried to be like, okay, cool, I'm not going to tell this person until everything's been, confirmed and said. But yeah, it was just, oh man, I thought it was just one of the things.
You are such a private person when it comes to things like that, because obviously when you told me that you were getting signed, I wanted to tell everybody, like all my friends, all my family members, and I know what you're like. You like to keep everything kind of quiet until it's all signed, and then we can go and spread the good news.
Yeah. As I said, it was very overwhelming. I didn't know what emotion it was. I didn't know if it was a emotion of so much years of, as I said before, like the no's and everything, and then finally, I got a yes, and it's just a mixed emotions, man. I don't think there was like a real excitement, like just one emotion being exciting. It was just a whole lot of emotions. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, the Kai stuff. Okay, so now that you're here, now that you're playing for Cork, like what is your goal for the next 2 years? And hi to everyone that's just joined. I'm Reyon's mum. So yeah, how does it like, what's your goal now for the next 2 years?
I think to me it's very simple. I mean, we're here, but as quick as it can come is as quick as it can go. And you just got to keep working hard. At the end of the day, like, as I said, my motivation to me is that a couple months ago, I was doing something that I wasn't enjoying, that I didn't enjoy. I thought now I'm doing things, I just got to make sure that I keep myself where I am. And if I can, wherever my career might take me, it will take me. But at the end of the day, where I am now is just got to work hard. So obviously, as a striker, you want to score goals as frequent as much as you can. Just enjoy it as well. I think that's the one thing. I remember when I was younger, people used to say I never used to play with a smile on my face, but I never knew how to play and smile at the same time. I never really understood it, but it basically means just enjoy yourself when you're out there. At the end of the day, there's certain people that aren't in my position, and would love to be in my position. So I always got to remember that, so it's you just got to enjoy it. So someone asked, who's your best friend at Cork City? Joe Redmond or Joseph, both of the centre backs, actually. Joe Redmond with him, and Joseph. I don't know, me and Joseph from the first day he came, we just clicked, like, maybe because he's from South, I'm from South. Obviously, we've seen each other outside of football as well. We've done our own sessions whilst this whole pandemic thing has been going on. And at the end of the day, me and Joseph both push each other, and he's got a good background, I've got a good background, and, we just want to be successful and do the best we can. So, yeah, I would.
Yeah, definitely helps. So when you think back, like school and other football clubs that you played for, what players or what friends have made it to pro?
Quite a few, isn't it? I keep pressing this button. Sorry. Who's made it? You got Wesley McDonald, who plays for. It's gonna bug me. He might play for Walsall. You got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously plays for Man United.
Daniel
Barry. Who plays for Cheltenham. You know what? This was funny. When you ask me this question, it's so hard to think. But I know that there's so many people around me that I know and that I grew up with and made the football. But you ask me, it's just like, apart from the obvious, I generally me.
Apart from you, Reyon. So silly.
Yeah, honestly, I genuinely can't remember anymore names. There is a lot though. There's a lot of people that I have. Courtney Senior, he plays for Colchester. Got another friend called Kwame. There you go. The names are rolling through now. You got Callum Harriet, Colchester. There's loads and loads of good examples and successful people around me and we're all in the same business and we all want the same thing to be successful. Yeah.
Okay. So, when you get to that stage where you're rolling in and you're earning that big money, do you think you're going to be like the rest of the other footballers, buying cars and putting tattoos on your skin and all stuff like that? Do you think it's going to change you? Or how can you make sure it doesn't change who you are as a person?
End of the day, like, one thing I always say, if you got the money, all right, cool, you can do it. If you can buy it twice over, whatever, you can do it. You got the money for it. But I've had a different journey from everyone else, where I've had to watch people that's closest to me, although I'm supporting them, but they're going off to do what I want to do. And I always thought there was that roadblock there because I would get so many no's, and so when you finally get that yes, and you earn whatever, and wherever your career takes you, you just got to remember your journey is different. So some people have been in the academies from young and they've gone through the ranks and then they've gone to play onto first team football. So they've never gone through the whole Sunday league thing, rubbish pitch. The pitch is bobbly, the goals, there's holes in the goals, and there's, change rooms are rubbish. Like, I've done the Sunday league, I've done the Saturday league, I've been through it all. I've been through the rubbish ground, everything. So when I do get to a point where I'm now playing on a nice surface, change rooms are nice, I'm playing in the stadiums in front of thousands of people, I appreciate all of that a lot more than what someone else would appreciate if they come through the ranks. And it's pretty much, let's be honest, in football, some people are hand giving it. It's given someone to play. It happens in work.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So so they're gonna see things differently. I'm never gonna let my head get wrapped up in the whole, okay, cool, I'm now earning this, or I can spend it on that. I can spend this because there's more things that I could be putting my money into, which could be into helping other people. I could probably send money over to another country. I could help. There's people that's less fortunate than us at the end of the day, and you've always got to think about that. I think a great example was Wilfred Zaha. He sends money back all the time, donates to charity. He in this whole pandemic thing, he's got a few flats and he's rented it out to the nurse, for the NHS. So there's loads of examples around me. So, yeah, you just got to remember, you've got to stay grounded, and I think you've grown me enough for me to know that I need to stay grounded, regardless of what situation I end up in. You've done well.
Yeah. Well, it's about investing, isn't it? That's what it's about, making sure that the next generation after you doesn't have to work as hard as you. So you just reduce the struggle a little bit more if you're sensible with this opportunity that you're given in life, because it doesn't come around all the time. So you have to really just grab it and to be grateful for it, and etc. So yeah. So what would you say to young people? Because obviously Teen Summit's all about how we encourage the next generation to reach their goals. So thinking and knowing your journey and going through all of your disappointments, all of your no's, like you were signed to Oxford. I mean, that was amazing, that 15, 16. You moved away from home for a whole year. It was brilliant for you, that experience. It really changed who you are as a person. And then the contract ended a year later, and then you had to come home and deal with life again, changing for yourself, finding another team. It was an absolute nightmare, but you are here, you are where you are now. But what would you say to other young people that want to be footballers and possibly are not in academies at the moment, possibly taking the same route that you've taken? Like, what would you say to encourage them?
First thing, don't give up. As everyone has a different journey. Some people, I mean, if you're talking in football terms, I've come into the professional game late, at 21. People say that when you get to about 20, 21, the window gets smaller and smaller, you know.
Mm.
So, but the opportunity is always there as long as you work hard. Now you could play Saturday League, and the teams in that Saturday League, they're good, you know, good standard, good. All you got to do, it sounds so simple with a Saturday League. For instance, when I was at Corinthians, I knew that all I needed to do was score 20 goals, maybe even 15 before Christmas, and I would have interest and I could probably get a move. As I said, sounds easier than what it actually is, because the teams in that league are good. And at the time I started playing men's football at the age of I've done it from quite young, 17. So I've had 4 years. Obviously, I've had to go through the whole knee injury and whatnot. So things that, you know, could have stopped me from playing, or even, you know, within my mind, I don't think this whole football thing is gonna work. But I just didn't give up. I think the hardest thing was doing my knee, because I was out couldn't do nothing, couldn't play, couldn't train, couldn't do nothing, you know. And you think to yourself, well, am I even gonna come back the same player I was before? You know, I think after the knee injury, it did take me. It took me, I would say, fully. Oh, sorry, my phone. I'll say fully. It probably took me about a whole year to get over it, and to kind of forget about the whole what's happened. Because you when you play again, you had that fear that, oh, I might land, I might twist it again, I'm just gonna aggravate it. Because there's so many times where I aggravated it again, and I'm like, oh, here we go again, sort of thing. But it's all up there. It's all in the mind. You just can't give up. You can't think because this person's here that they're doing better than you, and you know they're gonna go off and do big things. At the end of the day, there's so many people in academies that are in academies for so long. They get to the age of 18, 19, 20. The academy lets them go, and then you don't see them play football anymore. But if you carry on doing what you're doing, either if that's Saturday League, whatever it is, if you carry on doing what you're doing, you're gonna get one chance, and one chance is all you need. And you got to work yourself to be ready for that chance. The one thing you and Dad always told me is that be ready, because you don't know when the chance is gonna come. It can come tomorrow, it can come next week. You just got to be ready for every single thing that might happen at the end of the day. So you just I think the main thing is just do not give up. Don't look at other people, don't look at what they're doing. Let what they're doing inspire you, but don't look into it too tough. Just don't give up on what you're doing, because it can happen to anyone, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I think it's quite funny as well, because when you knew that you were going to get signed to Cork, actually when you had to leave your job to move up there to have your kind of like your trial sort of thing, and I've never seen anyone leave their job so quickly like you did. Like you were out.
you know funny? They asked me, like, so I think when I got told the date to come, they asked me, how come you're leaving? I didn't give them a reason. I just said, the job isn't for me anymore. He said, you can't reapply back in the next couple of months if you don't like your new job. I said, listen,
you won't be coming back. Yeah. Yeah, you got to stay positive. Okay, right. So that's the end of our questions. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Is there anything else I'd like to say?
Is there any questions anyone would like to ask you?
No, it's not that interesting one. Anything else I would like to say?
How are you coping with quarantine at the moment?
Quarantine.
How are you coping with it? What have you been doing to stay fit? So there you go, there's a question there.
What have I been doing to stay fit?
Favorite teammate from Shelton? Who's that?
Theo.
Oh, is that Theo?
It's not Theo, it's not you, by the way. Just I don't have one, because every teammate I have from every teammate that was at Shelton, we're all close friends at the end of the day, to this day, you know. Elliot, Aiden, Theo, Jordan. Who else was in the squad? But,
okay, so when you think about a pro player, what pro player inspires you?
I think it's going to be the obvious, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You know,
Gosh, he had Ronaldo everything. Everything was Ronaldo. My
back in the,
goodness.
yeah, back in the,
Yes.
yeah.
So you say back in the day, so who's it now then? Because you've
Well,
kind of gone like looking at basketball players now, haven't you?
I was just about to say, you know what's funny is that when you are in the football environment every day, 24/7, sometimes the last thing you want to do is come home and think about football, football, football. So the one thing I do to escape that whole football mindset of when I'm at home and when I'm chilling is just I watch basketball. I watch a lot of Theo knows, a lot of LeBron James. And I watch what he does off the pitch as well as on the pitch and how people talk about him as a person, obviously in his personal life and how he is on the court. And he's just a person that studies the game. He will study every single player. He'll study every play. He'll know what the manager's tactics are for that team. If they run this certain play, he knows how the play is going to go. I've watched years of it. It's been about 2-3 years now, hasn't it? that I've been looking into him. But yeah, you got Michael. You know what? I'll say Michael Jordan only as of recent because yeah, as you just said, did you watch Last Night on Netflix? Yeah, I did. And you realize that guy there, I'll say him and Kobe, because they're very similar in how they think. When they're on the court or anything, their mindset is just to go at that player. I don't want to beat you. I want to make sure that you remember this and you don't want to play against me again, sort of thing. So it's a mentality. And one thing that I've kept in my mind, and it's since Kobe's death, obviously, because it's hit a lot of people in the basketball world. I think the world in general is he had a saying called Mamba mentality, where you got to have an elite mentality. Where if you're doing runs and your body, when you're doing runs, your body is dying. Your legs, you can't feel your legs. Your heart is pumped. You got to remember, I need to be the first one there. You know, the pain that you're feeling now is just weakness leaving the body at the end of the day, and you just got to strive to be better. Like you just got to make sure that you be that person, and then you do it again. You're going to be that person again, so that in their mind, okay, cool, he's that person that I need to be. And that's the mindset that the elite, people in the world have. I'll say, yeah, in everything, I guess that's what the elite people have.
So basically it's about legacy as well then, isn't it? It's about what legacy do you leave behind in whatever field that you choose to go in. How are you going to be different to everyone else that's doing the same sport? How will you stand out? Because there's thousands of footballers, but there's only a few names that everybody knows. But there's loads of footballers out there making their money, just getting on with life. So
well, it depends what drives you. If money drives you, then you don't really care about a legacy too tough. You just want to get your money and live the rest of your life. But if you want to be remembered in years to come, then you got to remember to have that elite mentality. And elite mentality doesn't go when you're off the court. It has to, be in your life 24/7. When you're off the court, days off. Some players don't have no days off because they just keep working. But that's what makes him different from the next guy, and that's why he can elevate to the next level, and he will stay where he's at. You know what I'm saying? So, but these are all things that I've learned over the years in terms of watching certain players, documentaries, even being up close and personal with some football players. When I'm at teams and everything, you realize that some of these guys, that their work ethic is crazy and it's different from everyone else. A man might finish his training session, one might go home, the other might stay in the gym and do extra reps of weights or whatnot, but he is working on his body, because your body is what's gonna make you money at the end of the day. Your body is it's your career. That's your tool. So you got to look after it. So I look after it, right?
So if you weren't a footballer, what other sport would you have gone into?
Oh, I don't think I play another sport. I'm no good at basketball.
Really? You'd be
I'm
terrible
too
at basketball. You got the height.
No.
You're probably not even that tall for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember always saying to you I wanted to do tennis, but I never went through with it. I think it was just a thing. I liked the idea of playing tennis, but I'll be real, I was never ever going to play it. I was good at table tennis because I remember back at EJ, we used to play it. Very good, but again, I don't think I would have got to an elite level of it, or even any sort of level with it.
Have you got any other talents apart from football? Can you still sing?
Nah.
You used to be able to play the drums quite well.
Did I?
Yeah, you were good on the drums back in the day.
I used to know how to speak.
And Mandarin, when you was at Evan Grace Academy in Brixton, there's so many things that you were good at that you stopped doing once I moved you out of school.
Mm. I don't think there's another talent. I think I would love to learn how to play a new instrument, but I'd be real, I don't think I've got the patience and time.
Yeah.
Fia played the drums. Fia's very good on the drums.
Ah, okay.
Very good.
Man of many talents, Theo. Okay, so we're going to be ending soon, but I want you to shout out any teachers from your secondary school that you felt helped you. Or there must be one, Reyon. Any secondary school, any teachers that you feel supported you or inspired you?
All right. One, Mr. McGowan. I'm sure, is that the same one you're thinking?
Yeah, that's who else are you thinking of?
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
What's his full name? Do you know his full name? You have to give him a shout out. You have to big him up.
Gavin McGowan. I've been trying to find him on social media as well. I can't find him. But yeah, he's one that he pushed me and he wanted to always see me do well. Yes, obviously I've not seen him for what, 6 years now. Not seen or heard him. I know about people told me, but I would love to see him and obviously let him know, like, you know, what's happened, the journey. I'm sure he probably knows somewhere somehow, you know. But yeah, he's probably, not probably, he is the only teacher that actually saw the potential in me. I'll tell you another teacher. You remember, I think it was Mr. Robbins. He was my geography teacher.
Oh my God, Mr. Robbins pushed you so hard and you were such a terrible student.
Yeah.
In geography. You were so poor. I was like, do this man a favor and drop geography. Save him.
I had to give that one up, man, honestly.
Yeah, but he was such a committed teacher. Yeah, so committed. And
obviously, again, as you get older, you realize the time and effort certain teachers put into you, and you think to yourself, like, if only he was given 100, I'll probably give him 20% back. If I gave 100, I'll probably, I would have taken up geography. I don't know if I would have passed it or not, but I would have done it at the end of the day. But yeah, and then you realize how much of a let's say terrible student she was at the time. Yeah, there is some people in that work area where they do actually see good in students, and they don't do.
But you got to see it in yourself. If you don't see it in yourself, then it means absolutely nothing apart from wasted energy. That's what I've learned anyway. So anyway, I just want to thank you for spending some time with your mum. And I hope that some young people have managed to catch the talk today. I definitely will be reposting it just to inspire the next generation to be great. Don't take the no's as the final answer. Ade's just joined. Hi, Ade. So don't take a no for a final answer. Keep on pushing and don't give up, and always work on your fitness as well, because if your body is not right, then you're not going to be able to be a professional in any sport career, so that's highly important as well. Your diet, exercising, what you do in your free time, the things that you listen to, the things that you watch, all of that mindset thing, well-being, very, very important, So anyway, son, enjoy the rest of the day and we'll connect soon. Okay, thank you for your time.
Love you.
Love you too. Appreciate you. Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening.